Is this visible to people at the back? Or should I increase the font size? All my stuff is here, and I have two Wi-Fi interfaces running on this laptop. One is running on top of unmodified version of driver. I will be using it to demonstrate something, and then I have H0 interface, which is running on top of a modified version of driver. So I'm going to use SSL strip software to launch man-in-the-middle attack. Okay. Okay, so I'm able to successfully run SSL strip tool. Now, the next step is to basically poison the ARP cache of the client, right? And for that, I'll be using the modified version of driver. So, and let's quickly check what is the default gateway present on this subnet. So default gateway is running on 172.16.8.1, and if you check the ARP cache entry, you can see the default gateway is running on 8.1, and the MAC address is basically the last 2 bytes is FE72. Okay, and we are going to replace the MAC address, the IP and this MAC binding with the attacker's MAC. So and Wi-Fi users, the IP address of user to which I'm going to victimize is using IP address 172.16.8.218. So I have used his IP address. And this is the MAC address of my machine. And this is the IP address of gateway on behalf of which I'm sending this spoofed ARP request packet. Now let's go back and see what is the ARP entry. So if you remember, the last ARP entry for gateway was, the MAC address was FE72. Now let's quickly check. And you can see the MAC address of the default gateway has changed. It has become 0AD3. Okay? So far everything is working fine. Let's hope SSL strip works as per the expectation. So I'm going to open some site. Let's open, let's say, Gmail. Oops. Let's try running. Sorry? Okay. So looks like I've not been able to successfully run this SSL strip, but I was able to poison the ARP cache entry of a victim. And just to demonstrate that my packets which I'm injecting is not actually flowing on the wire, I'm going to take a packet capture. Here you can see right now I'm sniffing on a wireless interface of my client, and you can see ARP request and responses frames are being exchanged between my client and the attacker. The attacker was sending request frames and my machine is responding to those requests. Now let me quickly connect a wire and we will sniff what kind of traffic is flowing on the wire. And here you can see there is no broadcast ARP request packet coming on the wire. The packet which I was injecting, those packets are directly going on the. These are the response which is basically sent by my client devices. So the footprint of attack is available only in the air. It's not available on the wire. Okay. But if instead of using a modified interface which was running on top of a modified version of driver software, if I run unmodified version, what will happen? So let me quickly. So in fact, I have demonstrated that my packets are not actually running, going on the wire. Let me quickly present all basically countermeasure techniques. The real fix is basically fixing this problem in the protocol, and for that one can think of deprecating the use of GTK and group address data frame. The other solution is basically using the endpoint security software like SNOT or ARP Watch, which detects ARP cache, change in the ARP entry, but there is a limitation of this software. It is not available for all kind of Wi-Fi devices. Then one can actually think of using PSPF for client isolation feature, but then this can also break the legitimate communication between legitimate users. For example, if a user wants to share some pictures from laptop to a smartphone, that kind of thing will not be possible. And we can probably not use this feature in a voice over Wi-Fi deployment scenario, because then two Wi-Fi client devices will not be able to communicate, which means this will create a problem. So can we really think of using wireless monitoring system? Since the footprint of attack is available in the air, it is possible to detect that in the air. So WIPS can also serve as an additional layer of security in detecting and protecting from such attacks. So the final conclusion is that all WPA2 networks are exposed to hole 196, and the inter-user privacy that was guaranteed is now broken in WPA2. The real fix is to fix this problem in the protocol. In the meantime, enterprises can think of using PSPF kind of feature, but for endpoint security, you can use a SNOT or IPsec. But then you say it is not foolproof. In some certain scenario, it will not work. So multi-layer of defense, multi-layer of security is required, and probably over-the-air security can be used to detect attacks like hole 196 or any zero-day vulnerability. So the final words: be aware, be secure. That's it.